Sometimes life changes in the smallest, quietest moments, not in celebrations, not in victories, but in the instant you choose who you really are. Two twin sisters walked the same road that day. One walked fast, proud, confident. The world owed her everything. The other walked slowly, gentle, observant. She believed kindness was never wasted. And there, on the side of the street, in the cold wind, in the rain-soaked dust, a tiny lost puppy was shivering, crying, quietly begging for help. One sister looked at it and walked away. The other stopped, knelt down, and touched a life no one else cared about. That one choice did something unbelievable. It didn't just change the puppy's fate. It changed her destiny. Forever. Close-up shot. The black-skinned kind twin kneeling in the rain, her hand hovering softly above the trembling puppy. Raindrops glistening on her eyelashes, warm, emotional eyes full of empathy. Cinematic composition. Shallow depth of field, ultra-realistic skin texture, dramatic soft lighting. The rain had been falling since morning. Thin, cold, persistent. The kind twin, Arya, walked slowly, her backpack slightly soaked to the edges. She didn't mind rain. She liked how quiet the world became under it. Everything softened. Everything listened. Her sister, Luna, walked ahead with impatient steps. Her brown hair swayed sharply behind her. Her shoulders lifted high as if the sky itself owed her room to breathe. They were twins, yes, but only by birth, not by heart. Arya noticed things. She noticed the wilted flowers on neighbors' porches, the sound of someone's laughter far away, the way pain hides in silence. Luna noticed only herself. Can you walk faster? Luna snapped without even looking back. Arya didn't answer. She rarely did. Not because she was afraid, but because Luna didn't speak to understand. She only spoke to dominate. Then, a sound. So small, so fragile, so easily missed. A whimper. Arya stopped. Her eyes scanned the wet pavement, the gutters, the sidewalk cracks. And then she saw it. A tiny puppy, curled tightly beside a trash bin, its fur drenched, its small chest shaking in uneven breaths. Its eyes, wide, shiny, afraid, searching for someone who would care. Arya's heart squeezed. "Oh, no," she whispered, slowly kneeling. Luna turned sharply. "What now?" "There's a puppy," Arya said softly. Luna rolled her eyes. "So?" Arya didn't respond. She didn't need to. She moved slowly, carefully, as if approaching a fragile piece of life that could break too easily. "Hey, kids, it's okay," she whispered. The puppy lifted its head weakly, tail twitching once. Hope, the kind that hurts. Arya's fingers gently touched its cold fur, but Luna's voice cut the moment in half. "Arya, don't. It's dirty. It's probably sick. Just leave it. We're already late." Arya looked up, not angry, not defensive, just sincere. "It's scared. It needs help." Luna scoffed. "Everything isn't your responsibility. You can't fix the world." Arya looked back down at the puppy. "Maybe not, but I can help this one." That sentence, that simple, soft sentence, was everything Luna didn't understand. She turned and walked away. Arya picked the puppy up. It was lighter than she expected. Too light, as if the world had forgotten to feed it. She wrapped it in her scarf, even though the rain chilled her own skin now. The puppy, half conscious, pressed its head into her chest. And for the first time in its life, it felt safe. Back home, Arya worked quietly. She filled a bowl with warm water, placed the puppy in carefully, and washed away the mud and fear. The little creature whined at first, then relaxed, like it finally believed in safety. Luna leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "You're seriously keeping it." Arya didn't look up, but her voice held steady warmth. "I'm helping it. That's all." Luna scoffed again, her favorite sound. "You do this every time. You think kindness makes you special." Arya paused, drying the puppy with slow, gentle movements. "No, kindness doesn't make me special," she said softly. "It just makes me human." Luna's jaw tightened. For a moment, just a flicker. Something hurt in her eyes. Because those words, they touched the part of her she tried to bury. The part that remembered once being gentle, before she decided softness was weakness, before she decided the world was a competition, before she forgot how to feel without fear. The puppy yawned, tiny, innocent. Arya smiled. For the first time in hours, Luna didn't have a reply. She just stared, not at the puppy, not at Arya's hands, but at Arya's heart. The heart she could never understand. The heart she secretly wished she still had. Rain tapped on the window through the night. Steady, soft, like a lullaby written for quiet hearts. Arya sat on the floor, her back resting against her bed, a warm towel wrapped around the puppy. The tiny creature lay curled in her lap, breathing slowly now, its small chest rising and falling with fragile trust. She ran her fingers gently through its fur, humming softly. Luna watched from her doorway. She told herself she was only watching because she wanted to prove Arya was being ridiculous. But that wasn't the truth. The truth was quieter, heavier, harder to swallow. It was because the room felt warm, and she couldn't remember the last time she felt warm. Arya finally looked up. She didn't look surprised to see Luna. She simply acknowledged her, as if Luna didn't need to explain why she was standing there. "You can come in," Arya said gently, patting the floor. Luna's throat tightened a little. "I'm fine here," she muttered, but she didn't walk away. Arya looked down at the puppy again and whispered, "I should name you." The puppy blinked sleepily. Luna crossed her arms. "Oh, please, don't tell me you're giving it a dramatic name or something like Hope or Miracle." Arya smiled, not offended, just amused. "No, those names aren't for the puppy. They're for the world to learn." Luna's chest tightened. She hated how Arya spoke. So calm, so sure, so safe. It reminded Luna of a version of herself that no longer existed. After a moment of quiet, Arya whispered, "I'll call him River." Luna frowned. "River? Why?" Arya looked at the sleeping puppy. "Because even the smallest river finds its way home, no matter how lost it gets. Silence. Soft, heavy, tender." Luna didn't answer, because the name hurt her in the way memories hurt. They had once been children playing by the river, by their grandmother's house. Back before Luna learned to build walls. Back before love became frightening. Luna looked away, but her voice betrayed her. "That's actually a decent name." Arya smiled again, not proud, not triumphant, just warm. "I know." For a moment, just for one heartbeat, there was peace between them. But peace is something Luna never knew how to hold. She pushed herself off the doorway. "Don't get attached," she said quickly, voice firm. "You'll have to let go eventually." Arya looked down at River again, brushing her thumb across his small ear. "Maybe, but not tonight. Tonight he's safe." Luna's expression trembled, barely noticeable, but real, and she left the room before she could feel anything more. The next morning, the clouds had parted and sunlight spilled across the neighborhood. River was awake, brighter, stronger. He followed Arya everywhere, his tiny paws tapping lightly across the hardwood floor. Luna watched him from across the kitchen, hiding the way her lips wanted to form a soft smile. A memory surfaced, a younger Luna, years ago, with a kitten she used to carry everywhere. Before someone told her love made her weak, before she started believing them. Arya gently placed River into a small carrier bag, padded soft enough to keep him warm. "You're taking it to school?" Luna asked, tone sharp but eyes curious. "I can't leave him alone yet. He needs to feel someone is there." Luna opened her mouth to argue, but the words never came. Instead, she scoffed lightly. "Whatever, not my problem." But she walked with Arya anyway. School hallways were loud, buzzing with laughter, whispers, footsteps, slamming lockers. Rivers had peeked out bag, his eyes full of wonder. Students noticed instantly. "I'll look at the puppy. Where did she find it? He's so tiny. Can I pet him?" Arya answered everyone with patient kindness. She didn't perform. She didn't claim attention. She just shared River with the world. Luna walked beside her, silent but watchful. She saw how people responded to Arya, not because she tried to shine, but because she naturally did. Kindness glows, and people feel it. One girl, Vanessa, known for being cruel behind fake smiles, walked up with her group of friends. Well, look at St. Aria, rescuing animals now. Vanessa mocked. Her friends laughed. Luna stepped forward immediately. Sharp, ready, dangerous. Back off, Vanessa. Vanessa raised an eyebrow. Oh, and the Ice Queen defends her now. Luna's jaw clenched. Arya spoke before it escalated. It's okay, Arya said calmly. There's nothing to defend. River just needs gentleness. Anyone with a heart can see that. The hallway went quiet for a breath. Vanessa opened her mouth, but no insult came, because Arya's words didn't attack. They disarmed. They reflected. They exposed. Vanessa looked away first. Whatever, she muttered, brushing past. Luna stared at Arya in disbelief. You didn't even fight her. Arya smiled softly and scratched River's head. Not every battle needs a winner. Some need understanding. Luna didn't know whether she wanted to scream, cry, or hug her. How do you just know what to say? Luna asked, voice lowering. Arya looked at her sister. Truly looked, because I listen, not with ears, with eyes. Luna blinked. What does that even mean? Arya stood still in the hallway. Students moved around them like waves around a rock. People tell their stories through how they look at the world. Arya said gently. Vanessa looks at life like it's a threat, so she attacks first. Not because she's strong, but because she's scared. Luna swallowed hard. And me? She asked quietly. Arya didn't hesitate. You look at the world like it will hurt you the moment you soften. Luna's breath caught. Because it was true, Arya continued softly. But softness isn't weakness, Luna. It's the courage to stay open. Luna's hands trembled. No one had ever seen her like this. No one had ever spoken to her like she wasn't a villain. River nudged his head out of the bag and nuzzled Luna's hand. Luna froze, but she didn't pull away. Her fingers slowly, carefully, brushed the top of his head. The smallest touch. The smallest crack in a wall built too high for too long. And something inside her chest shifted. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't sudden. It didn't change everything at once. But it was the beginning. The beginning of remembering she had a heart too. A heart that had not died. Just been hiding. Days passed. River grew stronger. His tail wagged now. He barked tiny barks that made Arya laugh. He slept curled beside her, warm and peaceful. And Luna, she watched all of it. She watched how Arya held him so gently, how River trusted her completely, how strangers smiled at Arya in the street, because kindness radiated from her like sunlight. And slowly, painfully, Luna began to see something frightening. She wanted that warmth too. She wanted to be seen, to be welcomed, to be held without needing to fight first. But something inside her had been built like armor, not all at once, over years, brick by brick, word by word, wound by wound. When they were younger, people complimented Arya's kindness, her gentleness, her softness. And Luna was told she was strong. She doesn't cry. She doesn't need anyone. She can handle herself. She's tough. And everyone said it like it was a praise. But strength was never the word Luna needed. She didn't need to be strong. She needed to be held. She didn't want to be feared. She wanted to be understood. But she didn't know how to ask. So she hid everything behind sharp words and cold eyes. Until today. It was afternoon. The sky was clouded, heavy. The wind smelled like rain again. Luna sat alone on a park bench behind the school. River played in the grass with Arya a few feet away. Luna stared at the ground. Her hands were shaking, not from cold, from something deeper, a feeling she had run from for years. She whispered to herself, "Why can't I be like her?" The words hit her chest like a stone. Arya looked over. She always noticed silent pain, and walked toward Luna, River prancing happily beside her. She sat down next to Luna without asking. Luna kept her eyes down. Arya waited. She knew Luna didn't need questions. She needed presence. Luna finally spoke. Soft, small, unsteady. Do you ever get tired? Arya blinked, quietly surprised. Tired of what? She asked gently. Of caring, Luna breathed out. Of feeling everything. Of being kind. Arya exhaled slowly. Yes, she said simply. Luna looked up, shocked. She never expected that answer. I get tired. I get hurt. People take advantage. Some laugh. Some ignore. Some leave. Luna swallowed hard. So, why do you keep doing it? Arya watched River chase a falling leaf, full of joy and simplicity. Because kindness is the only thing I can choose that doesn't hurt someone else. Luna's chest tightened. Arya continued. You think you're strong because you don't break. But Luna, strength isn't how tightly you hold the walls. She turned, finally meeting Luna's eyes. Real strength is knowing when to open the door. The words hit Luna so deeply she couldn't breathe. Her voice cracked, barely audible. I don't know how. Arya smiled, not pitying, not superior, just warm. I'll show you. We'll do it slowly. Together. Luna's eyes filled, glassy, trembling, not with dramatic tears, but with the quiet grief of someone who has held everything alone for too long. River walked up and placed his tiny paw on Luna's knee, the smallest touch, and Luna broke. Silent tears fell. Finally, freed from years of suffocation. And Arya didn't hug her. She didn't rush to comfort. She just sat there, beside her, present, steady, safe. Sometimes healing doesn't happen in a moment of embrace. Sometimes healing happens simply in not being alone anymore. That evening, the house felt different. Not louder, not brighter, just lighter. Luna sat beside Arya on the living room floor as River wrestled with a sock twice his size. They didn't speak at first. They didn't need to. Silence wasn't heavy anymore. It was shared. Finally, Luna spoke, soft, steady. Thank you. Arya didn't ask for what. She already knew. Luna continued. I didn't want to be mean. I just didn't know how else to protect myself. Arya nodded. Pain teaches a strange armor. Luna closed her eyes. But I don't want this armor anymore. Arya smiled gently and leaned her shoulder against Luna's. You don't have to wear it now. River crawled into Luna's lap and curled there, trusting her completely. Luna's hands moved, slowly, carefully, stroking his fur. Not stiff, not hesitant, soft. She whispered, I think this little puppy saved me. Arya shook her head softly. No, you saved yourself. River just reminded you that your heart was still alive. Luna exhaled, a breath she had been holding for years. She leaned her head gently onto Arya's shoulder. For the first time in so long, there was no tension in her body, no fear, no wall, just warmth, just love, just peace. Arya whispered, almost like a prayer, sometimes the smallest life can open the biggest door. Luna closed her eyes. A tear slid down her cheek, but it wasn't heavy. It was freeing. And in that moment, two twins who shared a face finally shared a heart again.